Hi ninjas, how are you guys doing? It's your girl, Owamie Neshivazwaulu, reporting back for Boldly Owamie. I hope that you guys are good. If it's your first time joining in, you're most definitely welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Because we've got exciting things coming, especially this week. I need to check if this microphone is on. Okay. It's on. We've got a lot of exciting things that are actually coming on this week. I want to go ahead and start off by saying we're gonna have 7 days of Owamie, guys. We're gonna just call it 7 days of Owamie. And this week on this channel, there's going to be a video every single day from today. Today's Sunday, so we're starting a new week. And then there's gonna be like a video every day until next week, Sunday. So I'm really praying to God that I'm gonna be able to do this. I really wanna do it because I know I've been so unfair towards you guys. I've not uploaded videos here, and I don't know, man. I'm feeling like, I really want to get back onto this channel and just really take the personal videos a bit more serious, because I know that a lot of you guys love them. And so, just in case you do not know, I did upload a video, and I was reacting to the first video the last video that I filmed with my ex-husband. And unfortunately, it was supposed to be on this channel, but I did switch channels, and I guess maybe YouTube glitched and it ended up actually going on my main channel. So if you want to watch that video, you can go ahead and watch it. I did get a comment from that video, and that is the reason why I'm gonna do this first video today. It will be sort of like a respond to this comment, because there's obviously something that I did say over there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read to say, a ninja sent and said, babes, I was watching your recent video about big guy and you admitted to have cheated on him. I remember that in one of your videos from 2 years ago or so, you said you didn't cheat on him, but you'd go to Secunda just before he knocked off and drive slow so that you can come home late. Maybe you need to review your old videos about you and big guy first before making other videos, to avoid seeming like you are not being honest with your followers. Some of us have been watching all your videos and still remember your old content, plus YouTube would recommend your videos where you spoke about the same topic. So the response that I actually gave the ninja was that, hey, I'm actually going to respond to this in a video, just because I felt like there was a huge misunderstanding, and I obviously want to go ahead and clear that out. So in that video, I did actually say that when we went to Durban, which was September the 24th, I was actually chatting with someone that was male. Yes. Now, if you guys know, I've always said my ex-husband cheated on me April. I found out April, right? That was before his birthday, and his birthday is like on the 17th of April. So I can't still remember the exact date, but I know it was before his birthday. So it was before the 17th, right? Like beginning of the month of April. We went to Durban September. So let's count. April, May, June, July, August. September was like the 5th month after this man had cheated on me. When did my ex-husband talk about a man that I cheated with, Kosekunda? He spoke about that in April. So April, I find out, I kick him out. When I kick him out, he goes and actually says that I said that he does not satisfy me in bed, and I then said to him that let's be in an open marriage, and I went to I got a man in Secunda, and I'd be going to my man in Secunda. And so since he was so hurt, he had to get himself a girlfriend. And so when he got a girlfriend, I found out and I kicked him out. Do you understand the story? Sorry, do you understand? So he made it seem like me finding out that he cheated on me. I had a man in Secunda. Actually, I'm the one that cheated first, because I asked him to say, hey, you're not satisfying me, so, let's date other people. I then dated somebody in Secunda, and then he now got somebody in Friday, and I find out and I kick him out of the house. And of course, everybody was looking at my ex-husband like, oh my gosh. like his wife is just this evil human being. Like, this poor man is just trying to make himself happy after his wife told him that he doesn't satisfy her, and even went a step further to get a man that is in Secunda. And now when he tries to get somebody, I'm getting mad and kicking him out of the house. The man in Secunda, guys, never existed. Truth of the matter is, I never cheated on that man. Now, after he cheated on me, obviously I went through a lot emotionally, and yes, I would actually do that. After June, that was when I would actually take drives, and I would go to Secunda, and I would come back late. I would do that deliberately. I would drive slow. I would go. That was like throughout the period. Actually, not even June. Because after he cheated on me, I decided that I'm taking over the car. Because remember, it was my car. I bought the car. The car was even under my name. And so when I kicked him out, I did take the car. So I started like wanting to be comfortable driving again, because guys, like, I never used to even be comfortable driving. I never used to drive. So he obviously was not used to me actually taking the car keys and just going, and coming back at whatever time. And so that's when he came up with the story of the Secunda man and whatever, so that people would look at me like I'm the evil one and he is the victim. Do you understand? Which is why I even said that I do honestly believe that the guy has got a mental illness, that maybe he should go and get checked up, So what happened when I now even started chatting to somebody? There was a lot of things that was actually happening. I was finding out a lot of things. I'd already at this point found out that him and Snake, he had a personal relationship that I knew nothing of. My ex and I had actually sat down and we spoke about having an open marriage, which he agreed to. But I think that to him, he just thought that maybe I would never, I don't know why though. I really don't know why. But I think that he just thought that maybe I would never, because I think that the fact that I loved him was not a secret. Everybody knew. Even he knew how much I loved him. So when he agreed to an open marriage, I don't think that he really anticipated that I was actually going to go out there and get somebody. So what actually happened was, when we came back from Durban, as you guys saw in that video, I was actually wearing 2 rings. That was September. When I came back, if you can go back to my videos, you'll realize that there came a time where I only wore 1 ring. And then that was when the agreement was made. And then after that, that was when he also the next step happened. So when we agreed to an open marriage, whatever, I removed the big ring and I only put the smaller ring. The reason why I was putting the smaller ring was because I was not ready to share with the world yet. I was not ready to share with the ninjas that obviously my marriage had fallen apart. And then after that, there was a night that I obviously am still going to mix the dates, but I know that this was before I actually started having a relationship with someone else. So what happened was, my ex-husband told me that, oh, hey, I'm going out to drink. Like, we were now just living honestly like brother and sister in the house at this point. And so everything just happened fast, man. So the timeline is a bit confusing me, but I know it was after September, right? And it was before November, if I'm not mistaken. So basically what happened was that he said that he's going out, to drink with his boys. And I was like, okay, that's fine. At that time, we had a break-in, obviously. And so we had to change the locks. If I'm not too mistaken, I think we only had 1 key. So, yeah, I think we only had 1 key at that time, because I do remember that I had to stay up at night to actually open for him, because I couldn't like fall asleep, and I was afraid that when he comes back I was not going to hear him. So basically what happened was that I was up, he came back. I can't remember if it was a matter of the key or it was a matter of I was working or I just couldn't sleep. I don't know what happened there, but I do remember that when he came back, I was still there. So it was a Friday when he came back. When he came back at around, I think, 3 a.m. on a Saturday morning. But when he came back, I can't remember if he went to the shower or not. But when he came to sleep, he wasn't smelling of alcohol. So if you went out the whole night almost, like when you come back, obviously, you have to be smelling of alcohol. Like you have to be drunk. Do you get it? So he wasn't, and then I was like, okay, that's weird, but that's fine. I think the following Monday, that was when I actually had a chat with him, and I was like, hey, did you get a new girlfriend? And he said yes. I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. Who is she? He tells me like her name. I just forgot her name. And then after that, he basically even shows me her picture, right? She's beautiful, young. She was light in complexion. And then after that, I asked him like, okay, so where did you get her? At this point, guys, as much as we're still staying together, but everyone was now doing their own things, especially when it comes to like money. I was now having my card. I was now working for me. He was now also having his stuff. And so due to the fact that obviously he knew I was making more than him, he wanted to start a new business. Anybody that is in Fredo will know I'm telling the truth. There was a time in 2020 that this man was selling Russians, and I was like supportive towards him. He would go to Frankfurt, if I'm not too mistaken, to actually stock up, come back, and sell and whatever. And I was like, hey, so he basically said that he was going to sell the Russians. I don't know if he was delivering for someone. And then that's when he saw this girl and he proposed. And so that Friday, they were actually together. They were drinking and whatever. And I was like, okay, that is fine. At this point, guys, we were like in an open marriage. And mind you, this was the time before he actually like started apologizing seriously. So what did I do? I remember that was the day I actually removed my ring. And then I was like, I don't care if people are going to say, where's your ring or whatever. But I was like, one thing I'm not going to do, like, you go to sell Russians, you come back with a girlfriend. The other times when I asked him about the girls that he was with, like, I'm like, hey, where would you get these girls? Like, oh, I went to spa and then I was buying bread. And then when I came out, I saw her. Like, literally you can't go anywhere without proposing anybody. And so I was like, at this point, I don't need to like, hold on to some ring just because I don't want people to ask me questions. Let me not. And after that day, when he showed me the picture of his girlfriend, that was when I actually basically, like, accepted the, what do they call this? Advances of this guy. So I'm not going to describe anything about him because I obviously don't want to get Ugai Wabatushem in trouble. And so, yeah, that was basically it. That same week, that was when he started to see like a huge change in my mood, and obviously I would go out. Not so long after that, as I'm saying, timeline might actually be a bit confusing. That was when his uncle passed away. So, and also his uncle's wife then went on to pass away. But I think at first it was the uncle, yes. So with that, I basically said that I was going to the funeral. But I did not tell him that I actually had an appointment with somebody. So I had an appointment, sat in the car. Everything was fine. But I think he called his cousins and asked, hey, is she there? And it was like, no, I was not there. And after that, obviously, that's when we started to talk. And then, yeah, that's when I actually said, yeah, I actually got it with someone, but I don't want to talk about it. Like, and that was when my ex, guys, started to, I saw him drop his girl. And then now he was like more focused on me. Like, where are you? Where are you going? What are you doing? This and this and that. And at first, guys, I won't lie. Like, for a full week, I did tell him like everything. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm going out. I'm going to be with my boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how we were going. Like, because he had also showed me his girlfriend. But I never showed him my boyfriend because, not my boyfriend. It was just somebody that I was seeing at that time. Because like, somehow I felt like I don't trust him, and besides, he talks like a crazy woman. Like, he's gonna like tell people and it's just gonna be a very weird situation. And so yeah, I did actually like tell him, yeah, I got someone, blah 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 blah. Guys, that week Ugai could not sleep. I could hear his heart beating through the bed. Like, we were literally just like brother and sister. And at that time, I think it was the time that we were still sleeping in the same bed, but obviously I shembe phumi next, but after that, obviously, when he started to see that, I remember ka funeral, yeah, I think it was his uncle or malume, I can't remember. That was when like I saw him cry. and he was like, I can't do this anymore, blah blah blah. And then he would now, like, whenever I was going for, like, the family, whatever, when I was like, oh, we're going to cook or we're going to whatever, he would literally come and pack outside and be sitting there making sure that I'm there and I'm not going with anyone anywhere. And I think that was when I actually started to see like a change in him, and that was when he started sincerely apologizing and everything. But at that time, honestly, it was just too late for me. I had already checked out. And then I did ask for a divorce. And then, like, the timelines are a bit confusing for me right now because these are things that happened a long time ago, but that's exactly how it actually happened. So when I saw that obviously he was not coping after he cried, at the end of the day, guys, I still cared about him. I did not want, like, to see him like that. I had dated this guy, or I was married to him, and I was with him for like 9 years, and the only time I saw him cry was the day that he actually saw my mother in her casket. That was the only day that I saw him cry. And so the other day that I saw him cry was when we were at, I think it was either his uncle or Malumeka's, I can't remember which one's funeral, and he was sitting in the car and was like, I can't do this anymore, I can't do this anymore, like basically saying that he can't stand to see me with someone or to hear about me being with someone. And honestly, for me, seeing him hurting did bring me a piece of satisfaction at that time. And so I did go on, I think, for a week. Like, I would come back late and whatever. And I remember there was one night that he asked me, and I was like, yes, I was with my boyfriend. He's like, did you sleep with him? I was like, yes, stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't understand, like, why you would be so concerned about what I'm doing whilst you've been doing your crap since April. And at this point, what was year end? Do you understand? But due to the fact that obviously I still did care about him, I actually ended up saying to him that I was actually lying. I never was with anyone. When I was coming late, I would just drive slow, which is what I used to do before. Just because, I don't know, man, like, I could see that he was just not okay, Shem. He was not okay. And so after that, he was like, okay, so now it means that no one is dating anybody. And that's the part about men, I feel, that they think that it's okay when they do something. When you do the same thing, they now develop a different attitude. So do I think that I cheated on him? No. We were in an open marriage. Why did I not tell him the truth? I did tell him the truth. He couldn't handle the truth, and so I had to lie to him. I know this man is a liar, but if he could just tell you the truth, he would tell you that this is exactly how it actually happened. And this was after he had showed me his latest girlfriend, because guy was busy, guys. Guy was busy, like, proposing left, right, middle, and center. He was desperate to get a person, I guess, So I don't feel that I cheated on him. Even if it was a matter of maybe someone is like, oh, you cheated on him, I cheated back. And if you have ever watched me, I've always said, don't let them clown you. They must not clown you. But basically, that is it, guys. It's only just a matter of I was at least nice to him, because I'm a very sweet person. He never gave me the same, how can I say this? He never gave me the same attitude that I actually gave him, in terms of he came home like literally at around 3 or 3:30 a.m. He had never ever done that throughout our whole marriage, and it's not like the guy that I was seeing at that time, he didn't ask me. Like, there were times he asked me like, hey, do you want to sleep over? Because he was not a married guy. I should go ahead and say that I've never dated a married man. So he would be like, hey, why don't you just sleep over? Because at this point he knew what was going on. I had already told him that, yeah, actually we are about to get a divorce. But even though everything was happening, I still just was like, no, I still need to go and sleep home. And I would go home at a reasonable time. I think the latest I ever got home was like past 11. It was still during the day, not the crap of him coming at 3:30 in the morning, you understand? And then, like, even showing me his girlfriend and everything. So if you think that that is me cheating, then that is fine. I personally don't see it as cheating. I was in an open marriage when my husband at the time could freely show me his girlfriend. And so why would I now sit down and try to be like, oh, I'm going to be this faithful woman that is going to just... No, we were in an open marriage. Everybody was doing what they were doing. The only difference is that when his medicine, he had to taste his own medicine, he couldn't handle it, so I ended up having to just lie to him and say, no, I was just lying, this and that and that and that. And then he was like, no, we need to just fix our marriage. Hey, nyeh, 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 nyeh. How am I gonna fix the marriage with you after you've done so much to me? And so yeah, I lied to him, and then after that I continued in peace, with the person that I was with. And yes, he did not know. Yes, he became a bit obsessive in terms of like he would call, I would not pick up his calls, would look at the phone and laugh, and that is it. I really honestly was at a point where now I did not want to just consider his feelings, because I was like, at the end of the day, booty, like you've just done too much. You understand what I'm saying? So I saw that there are some people that were talking about, you talk about this, hey, you cheated, hey, you did this. No, timeline is everything. And I do understand that at that time I did not explain like timeline. Remember, guys, as I'm saying, like there's a lot that I've not even told you guys of the things that actually went down. It was absolutely crazy. Now my ex-husband, guys, he's like this. Even the fact that he speaks slow, I feel like he's pretending. I still feel like there's a universe where he talks fast, Like, hi, that person. No, because he knows just how to play the victim. He literally knows just how to play the victim. So, I mean, I personally, Shama, will not even lie. Even if he can come out here and act like I abused him or whatever, I would not even care. And the last part that I'm going to also go ahead and address, I did see some people saying that, oh, I thought you said that you're not going to talk about him anymore. Guys, if I had to stop talking about that marriage, it means that, like, literally, there's nothing I can talk about, because that was like a whole decade of my life. That's like 10 years of my life. That's my whole 20s. So story times that you guys would want me to talk about is when I was like a teenager, when I had not learned anything about life. Obviously not. So what I'm going to go ahead and say is that I did say that I'm not going to entertain the nonsense. So even if he goes to my daughter or he goes to anybody, I'm not going to respond to any crap. However, I am going to talk about my experiences. I am going to talk about my story. Honestly, my aim is not to clock him. I'm not trying to clock him. However, I am going to talk about what happened to me. I am going to talk about my life experiences. And honestly, that is it. So I thought that I do need to actually just explain that part. I do hope that you guys actually got it. The guy that I was with, as I said, he was not married. He, I guess, is used to doing it because he approached me, And at that point, I was just at a point where, listen, I'm in an open marriage. I needs me to just... And on top of that, your guys, beku dry, as I said, where nothing was actually going on. His salt was in within Pakati. Do you understand? So honestly, I don't even feel guilty. I don't even regret it. That really helped me in like some of the toughest times. And so yeah, that's basically what happened. If he tells his side of the story, it will definitely be that unless he lies. But yes, I did tell him about the guy, and I could see Manurai, guys, he was not okay. Hey, he was really not okay. And so that was when I decided, let me just tell him that I'm lying, like to spare his feelings. Not like it's what he did for me, but since I'm such a nice person, I did that for him. So basically that is it. The timeline is everything, I should go ahead and say. But anyway, ninjas, I do love you guys. I don't know if you have any more questions. But yeah, as I said, it is going to be 7 days of Owamie, and I'm going to be talking about different topics and some of the stuff that I've actually learned. So I'm really excited for it. I do not know what time the videos are going to come out. I think that maybe, I'm sure I'm going to make a decision, but I was thinking that the videos can actually come out maybe every single day at 10 o'clock or at 11 o'clock in the morning. And so yeah, man. Ninjas, I love you guys so much. Stay blessed. And I will definitely see you guys in my next upload. Mwah. Bye, ninjas. And if there's a question, yes. Getting somebody for emotional support did help a lot. I will not even lie. Don't let that nigga clown you.